Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Deep Rock Galactic. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zero. Let's get to it. So today we're playing the Deep Dive, codenamed Sacred Salute. But before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. Stage 1 of the Deep Dive has regenerative bugs, crystallized morkite, and collecting alien eggs. So you're going to look for that crystallized morkite and alien eggs. Alien eggs, you're just going to look for that organic material on the side of the wall. Dig into it and look for the pulsing red light. That red light will tell you where the egg's at. So just keep digging towards the light. If you have the mule or Bosco nearby, that may interfere with it, just so you're aware. So you might be digging towards what you think is the egg when in fact it is one of those. So grab the egg, deposit it into the mule, and move on. Sometimes getting in is easier than getting out. So regenerative bugs means that if you don't take out the bug, they will start to regenerate their health. So you don't want that, so make sure that you take out the bug before they start to regenerate, because you don't want to have to be putting in more ammo into these bugs than you have to. So there's a short period, a couple of seconds, and then they'll start regenerating, and you'll know that they're regenerating because they'll have this kind of like cloud that is going around them. Now, the crystallized morkite is that blue grayish crystal that you see, and you just dig it out just like you would any other mineral. Speaking of minerals, make sure that you're keeping your eyes open for gold and nitra while you're mining and looking for morkite. Watch out for the thorns. Definitely look out for stabber vines, as you're going to see them in the hollow bow or hollow bow, depending on how you say that. Before you do the deep dive, it's probably a good idea to grab whatever special brew is being offered. Mine gave extra pickaxe damage. So instead of taking 4 hits for a loot bug to pop, it only takes 2. So while we're going along here, you want to, there it is. There's the glow. It means that they were damaged, but they're starting to regenerate. And they'll go completely back from almost dead to full health if you allow it. So if you have anything that does damage over time, that'll help you out, because that'll keep them from regenerating a little bit more, because it's all based on when they receive damage last. Things like oppressors are very tough on this stage, because if you leave them alone, they will regenerate their health. So you have to go and take them out as quickly as possible without, of course, taking yourself out at the same time, either due to the number or types of enemies that are coming after you. Like I said though, make sure that you take them out. Just damaging them isn't enough. Some of these guys, like swarmers, very easy, one hit and they're pretty much dead, so you just do a little bit of damage and then you don't have to worry about them. Things like oppressors, you have to really concentrate, make sure that you're taking them out, like I said, or a combination of also doing some damage over time that'll prevent them from starting to regenerate their health. And there's a bug that completely regenerated because it was not being focused on at all. Now, once you have all the morkite and all of the alien eggs, then you're ready to move on. Drop it all into the mule, call in the drop pod, and make your way out. Now this is a good time to point out that the deep dive is a 3-stage raid-like environment where you can play by yourself with your buddy Bosco or with up to 3 other friends, either pre-made or match-made. Choice is up to you. If you're playing by yourself, just know that it will likely take a little bit longer to complete the deep dive. Playing with other people will speed things up because you just have, more sets of eyes, more weapons, etc. So you have more people to work on the objectives, more people to deal with enemies, but you're likely to need more resupply pods. So your mileage may vary with random match-made teams, but in general, it's going to be faster if you play with a team before than if you play by yourself. But just know that you can complete the deep dive by yourself. Now, I would say this week's deep dive, Stage 1, is the toughest one of the bunch, because you have the regenerative bugs. So the bugs, if you don't take them out, you have to run away and have to kite a little bit. Then they have a chance to regenerate their health. So you're going to be using more ammo, which means that you need to prioritize getting nitra so that you can call in resupply pods as needed. Going back to the drop pod, you can follow the mule, or you can make your own pathway there if you know or have a good idea of where it's at. The only real difference is if you follow the mule, there's going to be enemies that are going to be popping up along the way as you go. If you get there ahead of time, they're going to be popping up around the drop pod, and then you'll have to defend the area or run around, whatever makes sense. And until the mule docks with the drop pod, and then the door opens, and then you can make your way out. And for some reason, the ramp getting onto the drop pod always seems to be hanging out into midair, where it might be a little bit challenging to get in. Alright, so that's it for stage number 1. Whew, wipe your brow and get ready for stage number 2. Alright, here we are, stage number 2. This time we have no modifiers, which is great. This time around we have alien eggs, once again, and a full salvage mission, which means we're going to be looking for mini mules. So, of course, the alien eggs, just like the last time, you're going to look for the organic material on the side of the level, or wherever it happens to be, and dig into it towards the pulsing red light. And that will be where the egg is at. You can always look at your terrain scanner if you're not really sure where the eggs are at. They are on there, so you can see where on the level they're at and kind of chart your course just by looking at that. Now, every time you grab a egg, you have a chance of spawning a swarm. You will spawn enemies no matter what. Now, mini mules, you're going to look for and listen for them. They pulse green light and also ping periodically, so you'll know when you're getting close to them. And then you can scan them and then grab the legs, reattach them. You can look at the terrain scanner after you've scanned the mini mule to find out where they're at. Go ahead and repair it. And then once you have both mini mules and the alien eggs, then you can start making your way out. Now, unlike most levels, when you hit the button, you don't start running out towards the drop pod and get out. This time around, in salvage missions in general, you have to reconnect the drop pod with the space rig, and that is a zone control. And then you have to do another zone control by refueling.
Fuel cells charging.
stay inside the bubble. The more people in the bubble, the faster it goes. The fewer people, the slower it goes. And if nobody's in it, then it starts losing progress. Get down to 0, you failed the mission, and you have to start the deep dive again. If you get, or when you get to 100%, then you can move on, which means that you still have to wait another 90 seconds before the drop pod will open up. So you have to let it power up and go. So run around the level, do whatever you got to do, defend. It's up to you, whatever makes sense at the time and the level that you're using. But once it's open, you will only have a minute to get on, so make sure that you're by the drop pod by the time that counter hits 0. So once it opens, then you can move on to the next round of the deep dive. Now, one of the big reasons to do the deep dive is for Matrix cores, which will give you cosmetics, weapon skins, and weapon overclocks to take your weapons to the next level. That's it for stage 2. Moving on to stage number 3. On to stage number 3. This time around we have lethal enemies, Quarks, and, you guessed it, alien eggs. So this week it's all about those alien eggs, and then whatever else they want to throw at you. Now this level does not have a mule, so you'll have to take everything over to the rig yourself. Keep that in mind. The Quarks, of course, you're going to look for that speckled blue glowing bits on the side of the walls and ceiling and floor of the level. Dig into it to get the Quarks that are underneath the big blue rocks. Make sure that you're keeping your eyes open for gold and nitra as you're going through this level and all levels in the deep dive. Gold, of course, will get you more credits at the end of the deep dive. Nitra will get you more resupplies. 80 nitra will give you 1 pod, which gives you 50% of your ammo for each section of that resupply. Alright, so there's the glowy blue speckles. Dig into it. There will be a faint light. Dig towards that light, and then you'll have that big blue rock that you can pick up and take back to the rig. Now, just like before, except you don't have the mule. So you've got a lot of digging for minerals and whatnots. Just like the previous levels, alien eggs, you're going to look for the organic matter, dig into it, grab the egg, drop it into the rig. Once you have all of the eggs and all of the Quarks, you're ready to get out. Send that rig into orbit. You'll have to wait 2 minutes before they send in a drop pod. And of course, even once the timer hits 0, you're still going to have about 30 seconds to a minute before the drop pod actually shows up on the level where you can actually get out. Don't have to wait for a mule because there is no mule. Just make your way and get out. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
Reloading! You're cute, but you're dead. Platform! Out of ammo! Ready to kill some more crates. Reloading. Ammo taken.
Drop pod en route. Hang in there.
Reloading!
Drop pod has landed and is ready for takeoff. Drop pod departing in T-minus 3 minutes.
Sticking it to the bugs! One sentry gun ready to be built. Sentry off. Sticky boom! Resupply ordered!
Stand back. Supply pod inbound.
I ordered a resupply!
Supply drop has been ordered and is on the way. Drop pod departing in T-minus 2 minutes. Nitro's been withdrawn and supply pod is inbound.
That's it, lads! Rock and stone!
Hang in there. Supplies are on the way.
I'm taking some of the ammo. Time to restock! Resupply arrived! Go restock! Grabbing ammo. Stick around! Galaxy's finest!
That's one for the books. Retrieving escape pod.
By the beard! We did it!